Good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Swoop Shoes Podcast, episode number 21. You got our host, as usual, Eric, right here. You got Armani, aka To the Playing, and then we got Ernest, aka Playing Champs for the
You
Lakers.
know, 2-0 in the playing upcoming. You know,
All right, and then our special guest, we got Sean in the
yes,
building.
sir.
What up?
SI Hype, my boy Sean.
Yes,
Welcome, welcome,
sir.
welcome to the pod, man. We're all just letting you guys know ahead of time there will be a lot of Heat Nation.
Yeah,
You
we
know,
out here.
a whole lot of Heat Nation. Let them have their fervor or whatever it is. But we'll get into where we see the Heat coming in this year and in the season out. But to kick it off, obviously, NCAA is fresh. Sweet 16 is actually live right now. We had a huge upset, Gonzaga losing to Arkansas. Quick thoughts on that, Eric?
Um, it was as obviously one of the biggest upsets today, right now, besides the Kentucky and St. Peter's what happened last Thursday. Um, a lot of people had Gonzaga winning it all, the top team in the tournament. Um, I just think that Arkansas played their game. They slowed it down, and Gonzaga, which usually scores more than 75, 80 points a game, they got held to 68 points. So, and Drew Timmy didn't have a good game. Chet Holmgren didn't have a good game. The Arkansas guards, they were
There was a
guarding
lot
them
of questionable
well.
fouls on
A
Chet,
lot of
man.
questionable.
Those
Yeah.
two in particular were
Okay. So
kind of egregious, man.
listen. So it's been like that this whole tournament. The refereeing has been atrocious. If you go back to the Sunday game, the Illinois game against Houston, when the Illinois player went on a fast break dunked the ball, hung on the rim, but was called for a technical foul,
Yeah,
which
that was
was
That was
crazy.
terrible.
one of the
Yeah.
more egregious calls. I mean, if we've been complaining about the NBA referees for the last couple of years, the college referees has been just like god awful, and it's like, ooh. So the NCAA needs to fix that ASAP. Anyway, so Arkansas, they're back to the Elite Eight. They were there last year and lost to Houston. They're trying to get back to the Final Four for the first time since 1995. They're going to play Saturday. Villanova also holding on to beat Michigan. Close game, but Villanova pulled it out late. And then they're going to try to get back to the Final Four when they won the championship back in 2018 and 2016. They're looking strong as usual, Jay Wright and his squad. So we got that going on. We got Duke playing tonight against Texas Tech, and there's one other game tonight. Fill me in on that. Um,
You have
who's the,
UNC versus UCLA tonight.
Yeah,
yes,
game.
Carolina UCLA tonight.
Yeah, that's gonna be a
So
big matchup. I
another
got
big.
UCLA winning that game, but
So we expect another two good matches to end tonight's slate, and then tomorrow you got St. Peter's versus Purdue.
I got St.
Also,
Peter's pulling that
yeah,
one out.
Y'all
I
crazy,
guess.
man.
Listen,
Listen,
it's been
Prove
crazy,
listen.
bro.
miracles.
Listen, I reside in Jersey, right? So like, it's Jersey City's been like on fire, son.
Yeah.
The atmosphere is kind of crazy over there. So it's a selfish thing for me to kind of be a part of that, and
Yeah.
and and kind of see that celebration. So I want to see St. Peter's kind of succeed.
Yeah, me too. And plus, Shaheen Holloway even said
Yeah, I
that.
respect him as a coach, man.
Yeah, man.
No,
Like if
he's real. He had his boys back. I like that.
listen, he grew up in Queens, went to St. Patrick's out in Jersey, Seton Hall, so he knows. So he knows the he grew up on the in that area. So when he said my kids are from New Jersey, New York, we don't fear nothing. We do that. It's like
That's facts. That is facts.
Yeah.
telltale sign that his team does not
That's
fear
facts.
anything. They go into the game with confidence, and they saying that their practices have been much harder than the games. So they
I can
so
believe it.
I believe it because if you do that and you prepare for these to face these blue bloods in the tournament, now you got them old flusters saying that, oh, okay, they're this small school, they're from the small conference, da da da. We can beat them, but they come in, put up that fight, all game long. And if you're not ready, they get taken out. Just look what happened to Kentucky. Look what happened to Murray State. So Purdue, they better be on their A game tomorrow. Jaden Ivey, he's better be on their A game tomorrow, or else they're gonna get picked off. So
Can I say something about college basketball though, just as a whole?
Yeah, go ahead.
That stuff sucks, bro. College basketball's bad. It's cute that we celebrate it we pretend to care about it for like a month, but man, like you sit down and watch one of them games, and it's just like, God, it's tough to watch some like car insurance salesman play basketball. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm betting my money on some car salesman, and it's tough. It is cool. Like when March is over and the Villanova wins, Duke wins, it's all cool, But man, I'm so ready for March Madness to be over, bro.
Well,
let's
also
on NBA because March Madness is not good.
Well, anyway, so plus also now that it's kind of back to it was originally before the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
Now you get the whole scout. This is where the draft scouting comes in. This is where players who are not that known during the regular season.
You know what it is? You know what it is? It's like because of the whole NIL situation now, right? And then like I'll always harp back to this about college basketball. The product, I would say it kind of diluted a little bit because now you don't have these one and done players are really not going to college now. They're either going through the G League, you know what I'm saying, or they're going through they're doing going through overtime, whatever the case is, to just get drafted the next year so they get paid for their liking. So you kind of have those like those teams who usually get those one and done players. Now they're just getting kind of just those like, not, I wouldn't say average, like they're just good players now, right? Like there's a bunch of just good players around and solid and cohesive players like that. But there's no like, you're not going to see any flashing and stuff like that. Like you're not going to get like a Duke where you had RJ Barrett, Zion, Cam Reddish. You're not going to get those anymore because these one and done guys, they're not going to go. The NBA is going to be soon done away with the one and done rule anyway. But like these guys are not going to go to college now because there's other routes for them to either get some money really quickly and and be able to like brand themselves, because now in the social media era it's all about branding. So it like that's why kind of I would say college basketball maybe diluted a little bit, and you don't get that excitement anymore because there's no like marquee names. It's kind of flowing back to that now. Schools are the marquee as it was before in the 90s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So also just to correct, so tonight's Texas Tech and Duke, Houston versus Arizona, and then tomorrow is St. Peter's, Purdue, Providence, Kansas, North Carolina, UCLA, Iowa State, Miami.
Oh, North Carolina, UCLA plays tomorrow.
Yeah, but tomorrow, yes. So that's just all in a nutshell for the Sweet 16, and then the Elite Eight will be Saturday and Sunday. Then next Saturday is the Final Four, and next Monday is the title game.
Thank God.
And then the week after that is the final week of the regular season.
That's what we need to be
on. Now, so since we segue to that, since we're coming up on 3 weeks to the last Sunday of the regular season.
I think it's like 11 games left.
Lakers got 11 games, 10 games left. So
so most of the teams got 11 games left, 7 games left. So we got teams fighting for seeding positioning. Some trying to get into the top 6. Some even trying to stay in the play-in. Some try to at least get into the play-in. So we're gonna go to the NBA contenders versus pretenders.
So hold on, I'm gonna just say something real quick, Sean. I know you just said like college basketball is trash. This is like my mental break that I need from the Los Angeles Lakers and the rest of the NBA. So
I respect that. Respect that.
I just need a mental break, man. Like yesterday was the first time I watched a Laker game in like a good amount of weeks.
And they actually played well,
it's
man.
Like
we
was hustling, right?
Yeah,
We was hustling, and then
I wasn't even mad.
I go to sleep, wake up. I go to sleep, wake up, and we took the L. I'm just like, oh well, I'm glad I didn't watch it.
I needed these 2 work. I need these 2 weeks because after
you're a Knicks fan, so
the last game I actually went to, it was brutal. So I'm like, the Nets game before the All-Star break, up 28, lose by 7. So like, yep, I'm done. But they had a nice win last night against the Hornets, so we'll see if they can make a last
and the Hawks lost, so that kind of helps your.
But then again, they lost
your
to the
playing
Hawks.
opportunity.
But then again, they lost to the Hawks.
I'm good over here.
But then again, they lost to the Hawks Tuesday night. So
okay, all right, hold on, because Mr. I'm good over here.
I gotta hear the Heat
Mr. Miami Heat. Mr.
Can y'all beat the Bucks first in the playoff series, please?
We already did that. We did that already.
In the bubble. That's right.
Last year they got swapped in 4 games.
Yeah, I did get injuries. But I mean, yeah, we can say a case for a lot of teams, especially us. Anyway, Miami. Listen, man, like I get it. I understand that the number 1 seed right now in the East. I just think by a fault, not of their like kind of doing, so to speak. Yeah, boo Miami, boo. That's right.
That's my girl. Shout out my girl.
I don't, and I hate to reference First Take sometimes because they have a lot of outlandish like topics and takes that don't make sense and just for clickbait. But Stephen A. Smith did say something this morning that kind of like I was like on the same accord with. And he's like, with the Miami Heat, you kind of don't know what you're gonna get. Like they could either, be very good and dominant, in the playoffs, and then they could lose in the first round. Like that's their like they're so like off and on, and it's like honestly, if you guys are playing the Nets in the first round, I think you guys are losing in 6 games. Only because I just think I don't have. Yes, the defense, we understand that, and the ferocity you guys played with, and the physicality that you guys played with, and the attitude and the toughness. But at the same time, can y'all go bucket for bucket with Kyrie and KD? I don't think so.
That's the main question.
So
not with Jimmy Butler shooting 9% from 3. Just saying.
I'm gonna speak as a fan, and then I'll speak as like the truth. I think that I don't think we're gonna play the Nets in the first round. First of all, like I don't think we want that problem.
I'm glad you admit.
I think the way it's laid out right now, I think the Nets would play the 7, right? And then they play.
Right.
They play
so the Nets will have to play Toronto.
Yeah.
And
we'll assume
but we don't know because Kyrie can't play because
the Raptors are beating the Nets big time this season.
Right.
So they'll push over.
So what may happen is the Nets may lose that game. That 7-8 game in Toronto. Yeah. Toronto gets the 7th seed and plays Milwaukee, and then the Nets will host the second playing versus either Atlanta or Charlotte, and they're gonna smack one of those teams. So evidently, what it looked like that the Nets will get the 8th seed, which evidently faces up with you guys right now as it'll stand. I just think it's shaky,
like
man.
I'll give the Heat some good stuff and some bad stuff. The good stuff is every Heat team that's had this record before and the number 1 seed in the East has at least made the finals. That's what LeBron. D-Wade.
That team consists of LeBron and D-Wade.
LeBron, D-Wade, Shaq. They ain't coming through that door.
All right.
As far as I'm concerned, there's no Shaq on the Miami Heat right now. There's no LeBron on the Miami Heat right now. There's no D-Wade. Come on.
Anton, come on.
There's no Alonzo Mourning.
No Tim Hardaway.
No
PJ Brown.
No Udonis Haslem with the Kurt Thomas baseline jump shot. Like
Ronnie Torio cornrows. Like, come on.
Every team that's made the finals in the past like 5 years has been top 10 in offense and defense. The Heat cover that too.
Hey, listen, like I said, like I gotta see because I haven't seen Victor play like extended minutes with you guys yet too. So I gotta see how that works out and rotations and all that.
Well, that's what's shaking us up right now.
Because like it's taking shots away from Tyler Hero, it's taking shots away from Jimmy Butler. It's like you guys have to figure that out. And Duncan, he's been terrible as of late. I don't know what's going on.
He's been struggling.
Yeah, we're gonna trade him to the Knicks this summer, so it's all good.
Yeah, that's fine because we taking Cam Reddish from the Knicks this summer.
All right, whatever.
Listen, Tibbs don't believe in him, bro, and he is clutch. You already know that phone call coming through. We wanted him at the trade deadline.
Yeah,
but it's happening.
We're trying to get that trio.
Enjoy
that trio.
enjoy the Broadway show of Russell Westbrook and Julius Randle next year. That's all I'm gonna say. Just
No.
enjoy.
That
Oh
ain't
my
happening.
God.
That better not happen.
Just enjoy
Listen,
it.
we won.
Just enjoy
Listen,
it.
I'm trading Julius Randle ASAP
Oh.
this summer. Listen,
Nah,
I don't
When
want
he
to. I do
said,
not
"Tell
want to brick
Virgil to
show.
put brick on my brick,"
No,
that's what he said.
no. I will actually revolt and not go to Knicks games next year if they do that. No.
Well, enjoy, because you guys didn't revolt when you signed James Jones to that lucrative contract, right? Anywho, boom. Next, so as we go into the contenders and pretenders, give me. I guess we'll start with. Let's start it off spicy. Give me your pretender, Sean.
Well, I had 3. I'm gonna
Okay.
go with the East, and then let's do the East,
Yeah,
and then
East
we'll
and
do
West.
the West.
Yeah.
All right. So in the East, I got Philly, pretender. I think we're all universal on that.
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. Harden decides to come to work. I don't know if he decides not to come to work, bro. Just stay home. If you're not gonna play, stay home.
But what also
He out here
scares
messing
me.
up people parlays, man.
No, let's not talk about that. Talk about
Yeah,
that.
right. What scares me about them is injury. Like,
Yeah.
even like last night against the Lakers, like James Harden went down and B got hurt, and I was just like, man, like the offense is so heavily relied on them. Tyrese Maxey is going to have to play out like lights out, I think, every series, and I think he has. But I just think James Harden is the key in all this, and because I think Embiid's going to be able to do what he wants to do. No one's going to be able to stop Embiid. Maxey, I think, is going to be able to be consistent in what he's doing. The key is Tobias Harris and James Harden, and I don't know if they're going to show it when it matters the most. So, and they kind of lost all their depth with with that trade with Brooklyn, and plus your backup center is DeAndre Jordan. Good luck.
Yeah, no, and I agree. I think that it looks really good when it's good, but it looks really bad when it's bad.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and. That because they get punched in the mouth, and I don't know if I know Embiid's ready to go. I just don't know if Harden's ready to get punched back. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. And I think what may happen, unfortunately, is that if I can see them getting knocked in the first round, like if they're playing Boston, I think Boston could beat them in the first round series.
Well, Boston's fourth, so they might be in the second round.
Yeah. But I think personally that, unfortunately, if that happens, Doc Rivers is getting canned.
And you know who's right behind him?
There's no question about that.
Mike D'Antoni is going to start.
I don't think they're so quick to do that.
There's no question about Doc Rivers.
Listen, they got Ben Simmons out of Philly ASAP. You think Doc Rivers is on the safe side? Nope.
I will say what they do have that going for them, though, is like I said, Tyrese Maxey playing out of his mind. He's a max player in my head already. And then as long as Tobias Harris gives them literally anything, they already move up another level. If Tobias Harris can give them 15 a night, along with James Harden doing his thing and Embiid doing his thing, they got the weapons to go toe to toe with anybody.
They do. I just think they're not consistent. They're not going to be consistent enough because I think literally they'll not because they want to, like they'll just literally just take games off, like because Harden just doesn't have it.
In the playoffs.
He's struggling. Yeah, exactly.
Embiid's taking days. I think Embiid's like not played like in all the playoff games that they've had. He sat playoff games.
Yeah,
I know with James Harden, you can't afford to do that. He's not going to be the one to live.
And then playoff James Harden, and then there's playoff James Harden.
Yeah, he got a track record.
No, it's not great.
It is not a good track record at all. So who are your other two?
Who's your other, Sean?
Move up. I'm gonna go to Cleveland. Pretender.
Yeah.
And I think this is obvious.
Yeah.
Young
guys.
They're not
ready. Yeah, they're not ready.
Yeah.
They're not ready. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Ready.
They'll get there though, but they're not ready yet.
They're not ready.
Jared Allen.
Harris LeVert. He looks terrible.
I would just say with Cleveland.
He looks like the game against the Lakers the other day. I was like, yo, he just looks. He doesn't fit on that team at all.
Yeah.
At all. And I actually thought it was going to be a great pickup for them, but he doesn't. He hasn't fit well with them thus far.
He had like 1 or 2 good games, and then everything else just went downhill after that. But I believe from Cleveland, like they just hit their stride, like because I believe they was third in the conference heading into the All-Star break.
Yep.
And like they just hit their stride. They was playing really great basketball. You know, they was dealing with the hype that the All-Star weekend was in their city. You know, so that builds momentum. You know, especially for the team and young guys in the city and everything. But after that, after All-Star Weekend hits, it's just like, all right, now we got another 2 months of basketball. Like, how do we get over that now? So yeah, that we can all agree that they're pretenders.
But that's not like, it's not like Philly though. Like I think
Nah.
Philly's had the guys on Philly have had opportunities to prove it, and they haven't.
They're just pretenders because they're just young. They haven't experienced it yet. Darius Garland, is actually having a breakout year.
No, but we didn't have Cleveland High this season.
Nobody did. Nobody saw this coming.
Playoffs,
right.
If they win 2 games in the first round, it's a winning season.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They have no expectations at all.
Yeah.
Now my last one. I'll move on to my last one, and then we're gonna be spicy with this one. The Nets. The hell?
Oh my God.
I can see why.
Eric's with me on this.
Listen,
oh my God.
If we watch, I'm not worried about Kyrie. He gonna get 30. I'm not worried about KD. He's gonna get 30. Nobody in the league, not Miami, not Phoenix, is gonna stop that. It's gonna happen.
I think it's the others.
But I'm worried about those other guys. Bro, if you watched that Memphis game last night, they went Patty Mills and James Johnson in pick and roll 3 straight times and got a bucket 3 straight times.
Who are they missing though?
What do you mean? No, Ben Simmons. Hey,
Ben Simmons and Seth Curry.
I haven't seen it though. With playoffs is a week away. 2 weeks away. I haven't seen it.
I don't need to see it. I know.
They announced tomorrow Ben Simmons out for the season. How you feeling?
Oh, all right. I'm feeling different now. Here's the thing. If they don't have Ben Simmons, they get knocked out in the Eastern Conference Finals. If they have Ben Simmons, they're getting. If they don't have Ben Simmons, the Nets are getting knocked out in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, I don't see
with Ben Simmons, the Nets are going to the NBA Finals.
That I can see.
Yeah,
but
I also go
to they're just like Philly, they made this big, huge roster change, and they have basically a month and a half to figure it out. And then that's Philly. Now Ben Simmons, if he comes back tomorrow, that means you're giving them a week and a half to gel. And I get it. Is James Harden's an easy? James Harden was an easy. Just throw him in with Embiid. It works. But I love the trade for Brooklyn, but I just don't believe it's so easy to add Ben Simmons to that roster and just assume everything's gonna click in a week. You tell me next season, I'm all on board. But
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why it's gonna work in a day, because all Ben Simmons has to do is 2 things: facilitate and defend. That's it. It takes he's not expected to shoot. All Ben Simmons is expected to do is to defend the best player on the opposing team and play make. And those are the 2 skills he does the best. He doesn't have to worry about none of the shooting. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, Seth Curry, all those guys are there to do that.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons is going to fit just fine. And it's going to add another 6'10" wing that's going to cause havoc. Just think about the defense, how that's going to look with him, Drummond, and KD on the floor alone, or Claxton. I can't believe I'm defending the Nets. This is disgusting. Chan, do not record this, okay?
I just don't think you learn all the defensive rotations in a week. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm telling you,
you better be watching film and he be ready to go. But he said he's not practicing. He not doing nothing. I mean, he coming out in street clothes and he gonna go to Eastern Conference Finals. Come on,
the Nets will be just fine. What? Those are your pretenders.
You guys want to switch to contenders a little bit for the East?
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, go. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna skip Miami for a little bit because we talked about that.
Oh my God! I knew he was going there. All right. They got Miami out there.
That's my pretender. But
they're pretenders for me.
You guys are wild.
Yeah.
Boston.
Come on now, dang.
What?
Listen.
Why?
I got Boston as a contender.
Right, whatever, man.
You got who?
Boston.
No. What? Huh?
Guys, I gotta tell you, them boys look nice out there, man. And I hate Boston just as much as the next guy. But that Derek White trade, it just made all the pieces make sense. And you got Jason Tatum playing real free. Marcus Smart knows what he's doing. Now he'll jack up a stupid 3 because that's what he does. That's Marcus Smart. But the pieces make sense. Listen, they got the second best record since the All-Star break. They're third in the East, fourth in the East, whatever they are. They look good, man. Those guys, they've been in that position
And
before.
their defense definitely stepped up too.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing the Bulls in the first round. That's an easy win for them.
Yeah,
and then
Bulls are pretenders.
Second round, if they play Philly, you can't tell me that's not a toss-up.
Yeah, I did say they can. I got if Philly plays Boston in the first round, I got Boston beating them. You know what I'm saying? But I just Boston to me, they always have something that's missing. Like Tatum and Brown can get them, but so far, I still think they're missing. I don't think Derek White is the answer. Like they need another guy, in my opinion. Like they need they need a I don't even know, because you know what it is. I thought Dennis Schroeder was gonna be that for them, like that third kind of guy. But like I always feel like they're missing something, whatever that. And forgive me because I don't know what that is, but I always feel like they're always on the cusp, but they can't get over the hump. Because
you don't think it's internal growth?
No, I honestly feel like feel like they might just need a facilitator. I think that's what it is. That's honestly what it is.
I don't like Marcus Smart, but he's been that dude.
No, he's not. But
he has.
But I mean, he's not that guy.
Yeah.
But he's not that guy. Like, he sometimes he tends to play out of his role sometimes. Because Marcus Smart is like an elite defender, but sometimes he could just be, just jacking up shots and stuff like that. Like, bro, that's not your game, bro. Like,
and he gets a lot of foul trouble in the playoffs. Like,
right. Sometimes he gets way too erratic.
So that's something else you got to think about as well, too. Exactly. It's a player of that importance, being reckless on the court, causing a lot of bad fouls. You put your team in a tough situation.
100%.
No, for sure. And also, like, aside from Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, who've been, to the Eastern Conference Finals before. Who else on that roster? All right, I got Horford there for the veteran, experience. But like,
he's been playing good too, though.
But who else aside those three guys has that experience? Robert Williams clearly doesn't have.
No.
Derek White hasn't gone that far. And you could throw Marcus Smart in that experience. So I just feel like, I don't know, man. Like Boston always feels like, to me, they're missing just something. Like they're always like, you see how Phoenix kind of has that like destined. Like it feels like Phoenix is destined to. Yeah, like I think Boston's missing.
They have a person for every position.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like him. Listen, 538 got him as the favorite to win the East.
Wow.
That's aggressive, but hey, it's got to be for some reason.
Then
that defense too. We're not talking about their defense. They're
they're number one. They got the number one defense in the league right now. So
and then now they got Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum both scoring. It's not, remember, because we used to bet on these guys. Jason Tatum will score 30. Jaylen Brown give me 12.
Yeah.
Now last night they both had 30. So if they can, they could duplicate that in the postseason, them boys are scary, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Heat in 5 though.
You have one more?
I mean, I think it's obvious. Milwaukee. I mean, I don't want those problems to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, listen, that's my pick to kind of repeat, unless the Lakers go on like a magical win, whatever. But like, people not talking about Milwaukee enough. Brook Lopez just got back. He's starting to look good. Giannis, like, this dude is developing a consistent jump shot, which is scary because now in the playoffs, you can't build no wall against him because he's going to just shoot over you. Drew Holiday is taking a step, I think. And Chris Middleton everyone knows in the playoffs, that dude is Michael Jordan at home. Like, exactly. So
every mid-range jump shot is going in.
Yeah, I agree with you, Sean. Like Milwaukee, man, a lot of people not giving them enough credit, but I don't think nobody wants them problems in the East. At least early.
I think what happened in the beginning of the season, they didn't really finals.
It was a finals hangover.
They care about the regular season, man. They didn't care.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like the past couple weeks, they've been turning it on. That defense is back.
Yep.
Drew Holiday playing good. Giannis in the MVP conversation. I mean, they don't talk about them enough. Obviously, because they won last year and it's not fun to talk about. But
And remember, they
right back in Milwaukee for the finals again. So I wouldn't be surprised.
And they destroyed the Bulls on the other night. So
the Bulls can't beat any really good
the Bulls
team,
are what 0-16 against the
0-16.
top 3 teams in the East and West. So
I think before we continue, we can all agree that the Bulls is pretenders for all of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I didn't even waste my time talking about them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's shift over to the Western Conference. I know
I'll let you run it off, man.
This will be interesting. So I'm going to start with pretenders in the West. Obviously Utah Jazz universally all pretenders. We all know that. Like that is they're like they're equivalent of the Chicago Bulls of the East. So you got that.
They've been there the last 3 years.
Yeah. Golden State Warriors, man.
Ooh,
pretenders.
I agree with you. I'm here with
6-12 in the last
pretenders.
18.
They are having trouble integrating, Jordan Poole with Klay Thompson and Steph and all those guys, and Wiggins has taken a fall since the All-Star break. Like, it's so bad. They're calling him the worst All-Star
starter. Andrew
Wiggins.
So wait, let me ask this question: would you compare the Warriors' struggle to right now as the same as what's going on with the Miami Heat as well? So what I mean, the comparison I made between both teams is both teams just have like a lot of talent and just don't know what to do. Well, on the Warriors side of the fence, you have a lot of players, like key players that are, not injury prone, but missing games due to injury. You're trying to integrate like these new guys into the lineup, and like they're not being held up to the same standard as all the vets and stuff like that. So it's hard for them to get a rhythm. Whereas Miami, you got VO trying to get back into the loop of things, and it's kind of like, all right, well, he's taking touches away from Tyler Hero, he's taking touches away from Jimmy Butler, he's taking touches from Lowry, so do you guys see like the comparison between the two with these two teams right now?
Not really.
No, the Heat on the number one seed.
It's different.
I will say I like your question, but I will say like I think the difference between the Heat and the Warriors, if they're trying to integrate Klay Thompson, who's like a very important piece for them, whereas like if this Victor Oladipo doesn't work situation, they can bench him tomorrow. He may not touch the floor in the playoffs.
Right.
But like I think I saw a tweet. I don't know if you guys saw it. Is the way Klay Thompson's playing right now, he's Duncan Robinson with an ego.
I seen that.
Because that boy's been jacking him up. And I get it. Listen, he hasn't been basketball forever, but he has not looked good. And I think they, other than the Curry kind of going, not playing at the MVP level he was in the beginning of the season, once they started, kind of force feeding, I don't want to call it force feeding, but feeding Klay Thompson, trying to integrate him in the way, it just hasn't been working. And I think if we're really being honest right now today, I think Jordan Poole is a better player than Klay Thompson right now. Now, Klay Thompson come back next year once he gets back in the rhythm of things, be back to a normal self. But if you ask me right now who they should be playing a little bit more minutes, it should be Jordan Poole. He's nasty right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's never going to happen.
No, of course not. No, it's they have to push the agenda. Klay, Steph, and Draymond, like the nucleus, right? The three. And I don't know. Like, for one, what alarms me the most about the Warriors is their size. There's so much pressure. There's so much pressure on Wiseman when he comes back to be this like guy to rebound and block shots and defend the paint. Like, I don't know if we don't know if he's going to be able to hold on to that pressure and accept that challenge. If the playoffs started today, they would have to play the Denver Nuggets. Do you know what Jokic is going to do to them?
No, but I will say this. You got to give it to Kevon Looney. He's been holding his own, especially against the top bigs in the league.
He's 45 years old.
You got to give it to him.
But that's on a night-to-night basis. I'm talking about a 7-game series, bro.
Right.
For 7 games.
Right.
He ain't surviving after game 3. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just keeping it real. So and then they rely heavily on the shooting, obviously. And then Draymond
has been good though.
Right. And then
has not been good at all.
Draymond Green, it's crazy because Warriors fans are like sick of him. I was in their spaces the other day on Twitter, and so today, I think it was yesterday or today, Draymond had went on his podcast and said that the night that LeBron James was going to surpass Kareem.
Yeah, he said he's going to miss that game.
He's going to miss, and he said if he has a game that night, he is skipping the game to go to go watch history of LeBron.
That's a recruiting pitch. Y'all don't know that?
It's exactly what that is. It's exactly what that is. Because here's what I was thinking. Honestly, I could see Draymond Green being a Laker. I'm just putting it out there. It can happen.
Or LeBron being a Warrior, but hey, man, I'm just gonna.
Oh, that's gonna be yo.
I mean,
keep it low.
That's gonna be different, man.
We'll get to your trade scenarios in a minute.
Oh boy, here we go.
So moving on. Golden State I have as pretenders. And then my third pretender. A lot of people are very high on them right now, because they're hot and they're the talk of the town and G12 and all this stuff.
Sheesh.
Memphis Grizzlies are pretenders, guys.
Yeah,
they are pretenders.
They're overhyped right now.
They're just a little ahead of their curve, and it's okay. You know what I'm saying? They're playing great. They have a good thing going, and the regular season is all nice and it's all fun and it's all like happy, and we're shooting threes on everybody in the middle of freaking February when nobody wants to play. We're smacking teams and all this stuff. In a 7-game series, things are different. Now, I'm not saying that they're not going to be a tough out, because I think they are. Ja Morant, to me, has that mentality. Reminds me a lot about Kobe, and I hate to throw this around loosely, but he does give me that Kobe attitude. Like, he's just going to constantly go for it. That kind of Russell Westbrook kind of factor. But I just think when it's real tight, and now teams can focus and scout you for 7 games, it's going to be a totally different. It's going to be a totally different atmosphere.
Agreed.
This is why people say, and again, I hate to keep bringing up the Lakers. This is why people say, oh, if Memphis sees the Lakers in the first round, Lakers are winning that series. It's only because LeBron James, one of the greatest basketball savants, is literally going to break them down.
I think it comes down to adjustments. I think
if it's the Lakers, Clippers too. If Paul George comes back, Clippers are beating Memphis in the first round. That's just my opinion. I just think Memphis
it's like you said, it's like once it comes down to scouting, adjustments, and all
that's
that.
That's how you're gonna have to beat them.
Knows how to play one way, and that's been working. But like once we hit the playoffs and you're starting to force, hey, those Ja Morant fast break lobs ain't coming no more.
Yeah. Or the fouls a little bit harder. The refs are letting things go. You know what I'm saying? Like, are they used to that? Yes, they had last year. They beat the Warriors in the play-in. You know what I'm saying? And they played the first round series against the Jazz.
And they won game 1 without no Donovan Mitchell. And then what happened the rest of the series?
Right.
No,
5 games.
It's similar to Cleveland. They just got to pay their dues, man, and it looks good. Hey, I'm happy for them. Memphis deserves it, but everyone pays their dues, man. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good you are. Like, at the end of the day, you have to pay your dues, and that's
honestly this team reminds me of Oklahoma City 2010 when they made it to the first round and played the Lakers. They gave us a 6-game series. Like, there was a team that it was like, all right,
Yeah, I knew from that series. I was like, Exactly. I knew. I was like, we're gonna lose the series to that team on their run.
Watching that series, I knew KD was going to be a headache for the league. I knew Russ was going to be a headache for the league, and just Harden coming off the bench. At the time, I thought that was going to be his role for like the rest of his career, because I thought they was all locked in, But just Harden, all 3 of them was just a headache, man. So now look, right? So that's what this Memphis Grizzlies team reminds me of. Just like a lot of energy, like a lot of young guys, and just kind of like we're just happy to be here.
Yeah, they're playing free.
Also, right, just happy to be here. But then it's like, all right, when you get punched in the mouth, right? Like, how do you come back from that? Like, what retooling do you do? What small tweaks that you do to build a better roster?
Or how is Ja Morant going to read a defense that's guarded him a certain way on a consistent basis? Can he adjust in the moment during those games?
He did come back with a jump shot. I will say, last year in the playoffs, Utah was playing him to shoot, and like he wasn't looking too good. But this season, he's been reading the defense a whole lot better, like shooting, making his jump shots, also still getting to the basket, of course. But when, like you said, to adjustments and when you're playing a 7-game series, like you're legit studying that team and that team only. And you're watching film on just that team.
I would say, and it's crazy because to me, their key is Steven Adams.
He's the bruiser,
right? And
he's still like more on the paint protector,
right? If you can bring them out and kind of like disrupt that, they're vulnerable. You know what I'm saying?
I think, and I'm not to cut you off on this, but I think that's why no one's talking about this team, the Minnesota Timberwolves, or Karl Anthony Towns. If you can like push him out and he can shoot that 3, I know it's a stretch. I know
Tough
it's a
matchup for them,
stretch.
though.
I
Tough
know
matchup
it's
for
to be a
them.
stretch.
It'll be a tough matchup. It'll be a great. You know what? It'll be great entertainment. There'll be so much crap
Grizzlies
talking.
and the Grizzlies
Yo,
and the
guys,
and the
two
War- and
great
the and the
teams,
T
young
Wolves,
teams.
Beverly going at John Morant and like remember these
Yeah,
these
that'll
gotta
be.
say
That'll be.
Memphis.
I would love to see that series. I'd love to see that series
Yeah.
for
Memphis'
sure.
biggest issue is they got NFL running back playing shooting guard for them. Desmond Bain.
Desmond Bain,
Yo,
but
yo,
I
also
like
can't
but
stand that guy. I can't.
Yo, like
He's
but
starting to
but
be.
you got
He's starting to be on that list for me, like that Pat Bev. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Kawhi
Yeah.
Leonard.
you
Like
can't
that list.
stand
I
them.
don't. Yeah. I
and
can't.
also Dylan Brooks. He's
Oh
a
my God,
dog.
get
He's
out
another
of here,
one.
Dylan
He's
Brooks.
a
Yeah, he's
dog.
another one.
He's another
Yeah.
one. But also
Dylan
with
Brooks, man, he'll get 20, but he'll do it on 25 shots, and people will celebrate
Mhm.
it. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
but
it's
also
crazy.
you got with the Timberwolves. Don't forget you got Anthony Edwards. Even though he's been struggling as of late, he can
I
put
just
up a 30.
the
But
T-Wolves.
and
Here's the
it's,
thing with them. Like they're
it's
not there yet, though.
yeah,
Like,
they're not there yet. But I mean, no one saw them like actually battling for a playoff spot. Like some teams have like some
I mean, when you look
people
at it,
had like
the,
some had them, like
the
in
West
around a
is
plane.
terrible. The
yeah,
West is
like the West
terrible.
got worse
They're
actually.
taking advantage of that. So
Yeah, excuse me. The West got worse, I think, in my opinion.
The West
So
is terrible.
yeah.
yeah, but
So you would say the Eastern Conference is better than the West.
Yeah.
right now,
Right now, yes.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
so you would say
Yeah.
the team on the top of the East is a pretender of the tougher conference.
But
For
from
for
one
reasons.
Oh,
There's certain
come
I just
reasons.
want to get my
on.
facts straight. I'm just trying to get my
No,
facts straight, Joe.
right. No, and you're correct. Like they're a pretender for a reason. They can't they can't hit their stride. Put it like that. You know what I'm
All right.
saying?
Okay.
but
They can't assert dominance.
but if
They
you
do it
look
when they
at
want
the
to.
but if you look at the East from 1 through 10, the 10th spot is one game under 500, and the 10th seed in the West is like 12 games under 500 with the Pelicans.
Yeah, playoff
So-
game on Sunday, by the way.
Yeah, like it's Pelicans.
All right, so those were my pretenders. We had the Memphis Grizzlies, the Warriors, and the Utah Jazz, obviously.
I think there's only one contender in the West.
Suns.
Yeah. Honestly,
Suns.
that's my I think the champ is coming out the East this year, unfortunately.
Say it.
The Bucks.
I think it's Milwaukee. That's my pick.
Back to back.
It ain't the Heat.
Yeah,
It's
back
not
to back,
the Heat.
back to back. I got them beating the Nets in the conference finals, and then I got I hate to say it, man, but I think Phoenix is going back to the finals as well. Unless again, these guys somehow figure it out. But for some reason, I still have a glimpse of there's a little bit there. It's still there. And because you can't count out LeBron James, you just can't. You can't. Like it's tough. But anywho, enough of
Wait a
the
minute.
team.
Hold on. Ernest, I thought you reeled in the season, bro.
Huh?
I remember a couple episodes ago, I thought you reeled in the season, bro.
We're back, baby.
Listen.
I thought
I'm
you reeled it in.
I'm in a
this
toxic,
playing
abusive
tournament, man.
relationship. Okay. And sometimes you just gotta go back. Sometimes you just go back, and I'm back.
Listen, you gotta fight through it, Armani, bro.
And I'm back. Okay, I'm back, and I'm here to
Every
stay.
relationship got bumpy roads.
He's
She be
treating
like,
me right today.
She back with him.
She fed me.
Back with him.
You know what I'm saying? But tomorrow, my clothes might be out on the street. So who knows, man? You know what I'm saying? But anywho.
She did it because she loved me, man. She did it because she loved me.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, enough about the team that's in ninth place. The Suns, they just have this like it factor. Everything's like going their way.
Chris Paul is back.
Chris Paul's back tonight. He's playing tonight. They have depth in every single position. If the Bucks weren't around, they would be the champs, in my opinion. I think they're better than any other team in the East. But Milwaukee. But yeah, they're the only. There's no more I can say. I mean, Devin Booker has been playing at an MVP level, and rightfully so. He should be in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's just I can't stand them. But I can tolerate them more. But I can tolerate them more than the Clippers, so I'm fine with it. Oh yeah, they're
now
the
I
only
can.
contenders in the West.
They give me very like every time down on offense, they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what shot they're gonna go get. And if it wasn't for Milwaukee having like a historically good defense last postseason, like Phoenix is winning the chip last year.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're up 2-0.
They was up right, exactly.
And they're better this year. So I mean, it's tough. Phoenix is so good, man. I can't. I got nothing. I don't have a single bad thing to say about them. You know.
So,
Well, I'm gonna just be laughing loud when they lose. Put it like that.
good luck. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Telling you.
So the Pelicans about to beat the Bulls, so they're gonna be at 31-42.
You see why I can't? Pretenders, Chicago. You can't beat the Pelicans
without Brandon Ingram.
Without Brandon Ingram.
No Brandon Ingram.
But DeMar DeRozan, I don't think did he play? I don't think he played either.
But Zach had 40 though.
Yeah, 2 All-Stars. It's him and Vucevic, man, and they can't get it done. Insane. Well, we all know Sunday now is going to be crazy. For all you should know, Sunday the Lakers and the Pelicans play in New Orleans. It's going to be a playoff atmosphere.
Last time we played, we got smoked by 30.
We got
slapped Sunday night on ESPN. Like
that was my low. That I was like I was.
That's what I'm saying.
Like I was low at OKC. I was even lower in Sacramento. I was even lower at
3
Houston.
overtimes.
But that Pelican game, I was 40 feet low at the Denver game. But the Pelican game, nah, that was different, man. that was different. Or even I was low against Toronto. Not the game we won, the game before that when we scored 2 points in the first quarter. I was low there.
Was it like 22-2 first?
I don't want to talk about it. Anywho, now as we segue, we all know what our contenders and pretenders are going into the playoffs. If you agree to disagree, again, engage, guys, and so we can bring the topic of the conversation. But next, we're gonna give Sean his segment. He's been in my mentions, about a LeBron James trade, and the Lakers should trade LeBron, and this is why they need to move on and save for their future, and all this crap that he's spewing, right? Because as a Laker fan, as disclaimer, this Laker fan here and this Laker fan to my left does not approve of trading LeBron James. The Lakers are in business of superstars. That is what we do. We also expect LeBron James to sign a 2-year, about $97 million contract extension this offseason, which will probably happen. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what the Lakers do. They pay their stars because other stars see that and other stars want to come. Jason Tatum, we'll see you in a few years. So with that being said, Sean,
possibly.
So with that being said, Sean, please share some things that'll make my ears bleed. Thank you very much.
So let me start off. None of this happens if LeBron James don't walk up to Rob Pelinka and said, I want out. Because I agree. Ain't nobody trading LeBron unless LeBron says he's going to be traded. That's off the rip. All right? We understand that. But let's paint the picture. Lakers got no assets. They stuck with Russell Westbrook. Anthony Davis.
Oh, my God. Can I cut you off really quick?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Argue with me.
This whole notion of the Lakers having no assets is ridiculous. Did you know this offseason, the Lakers will have over $64 million in cap space. That's one. 2, they will have 2 first-round draft picks to trade. Not 1 at the trade deadline. 2. Third, they have an expiring contract of a $64 million player, right? Is that no? Excuse me, a $47 million player. $47 million player named Russell Westbrook. That's an expiring deal. As you know, and as I know for sure, not every team in the league wants to win. Not every team cares about winning. Some GMs care about getting money off the books.
Hold on. I said this last time. Ain't nobody want to sit there and watch Russ build a house inside of an arena, bro. I'm just saying.
Nah, you're bugging out because here's you're not understanding the nuances.
I get what you're saying, but for some
Russell Westbrook is still elite. Russell Westbrook is still box office. Okay, if you really look at the game, Frank Vogel Frankie Smokes, who doesn't know how to run an offense, is the reason why Russell Westbrook is struggling the way he is. Right?
All right, Lakers fan. Let's reel it in. All
right, go. Yo, Sean, go ahead.
I hear your cap space argument.
But this notion of the Lakers not having any assets is kind of crazy because they do.
But the Lakers are also going to have like 10 free agents this summer that they got to re-sign. And I don't know where the money to sign all these new guys is coming from. It's not going to be the same guys you got on the roster. That's for sure.
Of course not.
But we move on. Like I said, they probably, if we talk in real life, LeBron's probably going to opt in and they're going to run it back next year with something new. It's going to happen. All right? But we're not here for that. All right? We're here to mess things up. Now,
oh man,
LeBron James.
Guys, Sean has been sour ever since LeBron left him and the Lakers beat the Heat in the bubble. But go ahead.
Don't worry about that. My prayers will be answered. Don't worry about that.
He's not coming back, bro.
So he's only going to places, big market. You got to sell his brand. He's not leaving LA to play for OKC. He's not leaving LA to play for Denver. It's got to be a big market, and it's got to be someplace he wants to go. So I'm gonna start it off right now.
You're not even considering his son. That's what he wants to do.
Ronnie. Not worried about that guy. Listen, let me tell you something about LeBron James. 4 championships does not sound good.
He's gonna get 5.
Finish with 3. If he had 3, I'd be like, all right, cool, we got 3. You can't finish with 4. You either finish with 3 or finish with 5.
He's gonna get 5 next year.
Yeah, he's gotta get. Yeah, I don't know if it's in a Laker jersey, but he's gonna get it.
No, it's gonna be the Laker jersey.
Right, so I'm gonna start it off because I've been teasing y'all. All right, here we go. So we had Chicago as a pretender, right?
Oh my God!
So Chicago,
the ghost of Michael Jordan. Wow, Skip Bayless can have a field day.
Gonna call Chicago and be like, "Hey, listen, we couldn't get it done. We need somebody to, because I don't know what Chicago is don't have. They got all stars. They got players who can score. They need somebody to bring it all together, right? So Chicago GM calls Rob Pelinka and says, "I got for LeBron James." I got to sign and trade for Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine, young guy, same about, a little younger than Anthony Davis. He just scored 40 tonight, right? All right, hear me out.
How does that whatever, man. Go ahead.
Patrick Williams. What is he? Number 4 pick in the draft?
What, you going to speak to that? He dropped 40 tonight. Okay, and
Patrick Williams and 2 picks. Now, I love
enough.
LeBron. I think he's the best player in the world.
In there.
He is 38 years old, guys. When are you going to get another opportunity to cash in on a 38-year-old player like this? If I'm the Lakers, right? I do this. I'm not saying they're going to do it, but if I'm the Lakers, I'm looking at it as, hey, we get a young superstar or star, right? Patrick Williams, really good prospect. 2 first-round picks. And we get to rebuild with the assets like you said, Ernest. Ernest was saying he got all these assets. We get to build upon that with the assets we have. And we kind of reset, still be competitive. Now, if you're Chicago, let's go back to Chicago now. If you're Chicago, you got Caruso. You got Lonzo. You got DeMar, LeBron, and Vooch. You got a defensive guards. You got DeMar put the ball in the basket. You got Vooch, solid center, and LeBron. That's a nasty squad, man. That's a good squad.
Here's the thing, though. They already gave up picks. They already gave up picks for the Vucevic trade last year. So you're going to give up another 2 picks and Pat Williams, which is basically another lottery pick.
I hear you.
For LeBron. So now you just sped up the timeline for the Bulls.
Absolutely. But you did not trade for 30-year-old Vucevic and sign 32-year-old DeMar DeRozan if you were not all in. And if Zach LaVine leaves this summer,
okay,
where are you at anyway?
Fair point.
Because if they're not getting him the max that he wants,
then you got to
say he's going to walk out and leave.
So you do a sign and trade, get LeBron, and who else do you get?
It's just LeBron. That's it.
LeBron.
That's it.
And so the Lakers will have. So the Lakers will have. So the Lakers have Zach LaVine, Anthony Davis. Who else?
Patrick. Now, what they do with Russell Westbrook? Now, I'm assuming they still trade Russell Westbrook. Okay. and you still get a package out of Russell Westbrook. So let's take the Russell Westbrook part away. So let's not fit the roster. Let's just worry about this trade right here. You got Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams with 2 picks. 30. He's 38, Ernest. He's 38, Armani.
He's 38.
All right. Give me at least give me a 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. Eric's with me. I can see it. Eric's with me. He don't hate it.
I can see it, but I just don't think the Lakers will pull the trigger.
That's the whole point.
That's the whole point.
Let me hear your arguments other than listen, I don't think it's gonna happen. But let me hear your arguments
because
why
either
you don't
because
think
I think
this,
let me be completely objective. Right? let me take the Laker emotion out of it. If that trade were to happen, the Lakers need Alec Caruso in that trade. It has to be Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams, and Caruso, and 2 picks. And you can have LeBron and THT.
But you do it. You pull the trigger on that.
No.
LeBron asked for the trade.
If LeBron asked for the trade and that was the only offer on the table that I had and no one else was giving up anything else.
More. Don't worry about it, brother. I got more.
Oh man, Jesus. Go ahead. I need to hear the rest of your
Let me finish Chicago real quick. Let's just take the storylines for a second.
Oh,
if LeBron wants to really go out and he wins a championship,
you just want to capitulate to Skip Bayless.
He wins with the Lakers, the Heat, whatever, and he wins with the Bulls. Bro, you can't go. Are we arguing?
No,
they're building a statue of LeBron James right next to Michael Jordan.
Oh no, you're wild. Not in Chicago. Not in Chicago. Not in Chicago. They might boo him.
Facts.
All right, let's wrap up that trade with a 1 out of 10. Give me a 1 out of 10.
It's the framework. The framework of the trade, again, considering if LeBron asks for it, that's a 5 or 6. I give it.
Sheesh. All right. Armani?
I give it a 4.
Eric's with me. Eric, come on, man. Give me something good, bro.
Eric's gonna say like a 7. Come on now.
Listen,
but Eric was low key on this trade AD and trade LeBron train low key. So I know he agrees with it.
No, it's because
he wouldn't say that there was in a Knick uniform. I'm just saying.
Oh no,
Knick trades. I'm not even wasting my time there.
No. Listen, I'm trying to trade Julius Randle at all costs, all right? So let's not go there. You know what? It's like now it's like if you're the Lakers, if you're gonna do that trade, now you gotta reset the timeline.
No, really, Zach LaVine and Anthony Davis are about the same age.
They're about the same age.
They're about the same age, but AD's injury prone, man, and it's like.
So Zach LaVine.
Right. And can you trust Zach to get you where you want to go?
Yeah.
Like, do you believe in Zach?
LeBron is 38. 38, guys. 38. I'm not 38. Let me tell you, it hurts when I sit down.
Move on to the next trade. All
right, I'll give it a 6. I
can't believe we're talking about this. Jesus Christ.
Now, let me finish the trade before y'all act up.
What's this?
Trade? Remember, he asked for this. He asked for this. All right.
It's the whole storyline behind it. That's the funny part.
The Miami Heat.
Oh my God. Oh my God, bro.
Let me tell you something.
Not 1, not 2.
Tyler Hero going to win the 6th man of the year this year. And I can't tell you the last team to win a championship with the 6th man of the year on their roster was Tony Kukoc in 1997. So we're not winning the chip this year.
That's with Michael Jordan. That's
yeah, obviously. So
like, come on, man.
Makes it look worse.
Come on.
That makes the award look even worse. So, here's the trade. Let me finish. All right. Kyle Lowry. Gotta do it for the money. That's gotta make that.
What?
No. We're not doing this.
Duncan Robinson. And the 6th man of the year, Tyler Hero. And get this, 3 first-round picks for a 38-year-old LeBron James. Remember, he asked for it.
Hang up.
Yep, I'm hanging up. I'm hanging
Hang
up.
up.
That is
Hang up.
not even worth a
Nah.
discussion.
It's not.
That is not. If Bam Adebayo is not in that trade talk, I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
Simple.
I need superstar for superstar.
Simple. I don't want
I
bum
need
ass Jimmy
superstar
Butler. I
need
want
superstar
Bam
for
Adebayo.
Tyler Hero averages 22 coming off the bench, guys.
Nah.
You put him in the
And?
starting role.
And
Sam, he's got potential to be.
I'm not even picking up the phone.
Nah.
As soon as I see Pat P hanging up,
Joke.
because I already know what kind of BS he about to pull. Nah, I'm good.
All right. So Miami's out.
Yeah,
Okay?
Miami's out. I'm like LeBron.
LeBron
Sorry.
asked for this.
I'm like LeBron. Sorry, this is not helping us.
Let me ask you. This other guy calls up.
Help you.
This dude Daryl Morey calls up in Philly now.
Oh
Calls up in
god.
Philly now. All
You
right.
guys, you put in James Harden this trade.
No, we don't want the dribble god.
James Harden. All right. Now, this deal is centered around giving the Lakers not this year, not this season coming up, but the season coming, clean books. They can go out and sign all the free agents they want after this. They got Anthony Davis. So this trade is not superstar, but hey, we reset. All right.
Click.
So I'm gonna start off.
Tyrese Maxey.
Tobias Harris.
Oh
Click.
my
Bye.
God.
No.
Expiring contracts.
We not doing this, man.
Danny Green. Expiring contract.
Danny Red.
And the 2 picks from Philly. Guys, he's 38. He's 30. He's not 26.
Okay.
All right.
But
You're not
also,
getting the house for 38-year-olds. And if
So
he asks to be
Tobias-
traded,
So
you
Tobias
got to get
Harris,
something.
Danny Green, and 2 picks.
Yeah,
Yo,
listen. They don't got a lot.
I need more picks. I need way more
They
picks.
don't got a lot.
than that.
Now,
First of all, again, Sean, if LeBron James is asking for the trade, I understand. But LeBron's gonna have to understand, hey brother, we need to get better too. That
Yeah,
trade
but if you're
package
the
you
Lakers,
just
right, you
spewed
wanna-
out,
if you're the
if
Lakers,
Tyrese
you wanna
Maxey-
do justice by a superstar, right?
give me and B, we got a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Or
I
hang
need
up the
Tyrese
phone.
Maxey. I need Joel Embiid. I need
We're
James
talking
Harden.
about literally,
or
we're talking about
LeBron
arguably the greatest player of all time here, who's still playing at an elite level, MVP level. If the Lakers were good, he would be actually, I think, front runner for MVP right now.
Mhm.
I hear you.
Come on now.
I'm here for it.
You can't come to the table with Tobias Harris and Danny Green from LeBron James. This is not 2K. What are we doing? Is the sliders on 0? What is going on?
38 guys.
No,
38.
that is a quick hang up.
So if you're gonna do that, you need like multiple pick swaps and like future picks to
Throw
add
that
that,
in.
just to like.
Throw that in there.
But still, I'm hanging up because
I think
Tobias
what it
Harris
is-
and Danny Green. No,
I think what it is, these trade packages that you have, they're gonna have to involve another team in order to make things really, really work.
Mhm.
That's where I stand
Well,
at.
The
If
point
the
is,
Lakers-
LeBron
I'm
ends
telling you
up in
this,
those
man.
teams.
If the Lakers are trading LeBron James, they're getting a superstar back, and that's just it. That's
I don't
it.
think so, though. I think Zach LaVine is top. I don't think you get higher than Zach LaVine.
Mm-mm.
From LeBron,
No, like
Tell me
you
right
can
now.
get Donovan Mitchell.
Give me. If he's not getting, LeBron's not going to want to go to Utah. But that's the issue.
But you can
That's where it gets
facilitate it
complicated.
3-way deal.
That's where it gets complicated because I like a Denver trade. Just to call real quick, if they offer you Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. tomorrow,
Nah, they could keep MPJ, bro.
Yeah,
He only got one button on his controller, man. They could keep him.
I'll take. You know what I'll do? I'll take Kawhi Leonard and Reggie Jackson for LeBron.
nah, no way he does that. If Phoenix calls tomorrow,
That
and says
Jay West
DeAndre
we
Ayton,
talking about. Mm-hmm.
DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges.
I wouldn't do it because of AD.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if you
I need to. So here's the thing. Here's the thing.
not trying to
Like
win the chip next year.
But you also got to think, right? Like if they're gonna trade LeBron, then their mindset also has to be okay. Now this is AD's team. We got to build around him and his
Mhm.
team.
Of course.
So like I'm not like so the Miami Heat trade, that's not going to work. The Philly trade definitely not going to work around AD.
Why
either.
is the Heat trade don't work around AD?
Bro, you said You said Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry,
Duncan Robinson, and
Robinson,
Tyler
Kyle Lowry's
Hero.
going to be
Tyler
like
Hero.
what,
Three pieces gonna
37
work for AD?
or something.
Who's setting up
You
AD?
need more scores around AD, and
Those
those three
are
are not going to be
catch and shoot
added.
guys.
Those are catch and shoot.
Those guys don't create an offense for themselves.
Tyler Hero
You just
can't
want
create
AD to
offense,
stand
though.
in the post. That is crazy.
You gonna do a pick and roll with Tyler Hero and Anthony Davis?
And
Kyle
Kyle Lowry.
You gotta get
Come
something.
on now.
Nah, man. Nah.
You gotta get something for
Nah.
LeBron.
Nah, Kevin Durant.
Eric, you all gotta deal with these delusional Laker fans. Man. They think LeBron's 26 still, bro.
I'm just saying he's defying the odds. So if you're the Lakers and you're going to trade LeBron James at his peak right now, then you can get the best something that's out there. So why am I going to settle for plays like that when I know I can get equal value of what a superstar is doing right now?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
Harden, James Harden's what? He's 30, 31, 32, something like that.
Mhm.
He didn't get traded for no superstar, but he got Ben Simmons, Seth
The
Curry,
superstar.
Andre Drummond.
That's
Ben
different.
Simmons
That's
superstar.
Superstar.
Ben
That's
Simmons is a superstar.
Superstar.
Okay.
Ben Simmons is a superstar.
So if you got Ben Simmons out of that deal, you would have been happy.
Yes.
But Zach LaVine not doing it for you.
No.
No,
He's
because
He's a star,
because
but he's not up there in
because
superstar.
at the very
superstar.
least Ben Simmons can't shoot like LeBron, but Ben Simmons can definitely play alongside Anthony Davis. And I'm not saying Zach LaVine can't. I think he can, but I just think fit is going to matter, and like the team's not going to be built around Zach LaVine. It's going to be built around AD.
Absolutely. No, Zach, AD's team. Regardless of the trade, it's AD's team.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Listen,
I'll go back to what I said in the beginning. I don't think it's going to happen. And if it doesn't take LeBron James knocking on Rob Pelinka's door and saying, hey, I need to go, then it's not happening. But at the same time, fellas, LeBron's a free agent next year. He could walk out that door for nothing. And as a Heat fan, I know what that feels like. And it's not nice.
he's not going to be a free agent next year, though. He's signing that extension. You could book that.
Listen.
And I ain't just saying it to say it. I say it because I know he's like an extension is coming. Trust me, it's coming.
I thought so too, man. I thought so too.
Well, y'all was like, on the decline for sure.
Oh,
AD,
I mean, we made the finals last year before he left, though. Yeah, we weren't no 9th seed in the West. We made the finals.
Well, we were injured last. All right, okay, you got it. I'm not even gonna get into this because there's context behind everything. Speaking of the finals, and speaking of top players in the league and everyone like that, I want to get into it's kind of a hot topic of conversation on Twitter is your NBA All NBA first, second team, and third team, right? Very limited spots. A lot of players who play the same position are exceeding, so people will be left out on the first team. Also, it may dictate someone's contract like agreement or something like that they have, or incentive rather that they have in their contract. So, Armani, we're gonna start with you, right?
Okay.
And I want you to give me your NBA All NBA first, second, and third, and each of us will do ours.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say one thing though, real quick.
Yeah.
So I think the NBA might change this. So I may change the skew. They might go from positions, point guard, shooting guard, forward. They might go just front court, back court. So
No,
I know I made my list.
Isn't already like that though?
Back court, front. No, it's one center on the front on the first team.
Yeah.
Two forwards.
I did it based on.
I did it front court and back court. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I did mine as well.
All right, so that's cool with me then. All right.
Okay. All right. For the first team, this was tough. I honestly can't see either of them being on the second team. I gotta go with both bigs. They're both dominating right now. I have Jokic, who is one of the clear favorites of MVP. It's kind of like it's a toss-up between him and Embiid. So Jokic is like 1A, Embiid is like 1B. Then you can switch it around. Embiid is 1A, Jokic is 1B. Like they're both doing a lot. Jokic, he does get the nod because he's legit doing everything for his team. Like I believe in the game that they played the other night. I can't remember who they played, but like he led the Denver Nuggets in like all stats, like points, assists, rebounds, blocks, everything. So like that's just crazy. I have Braun in there, of course, obvious reasons. No need to elaborate. For the other front court position, Ja Morant, and the last one was kind of hard, man, because it's like these guards, they would go on like a stride, and then they would just like fall off, you know. But then again, I don't know if you could really count this guy as a guard because he plays both the small forward and shooting guard position. You guys know where I'm getting at. I'm talking about DeMar DeRozan. Like, he's been a heavily favorite MVP for like the entire season. But it's just like, remember, I believe like 3 episodes ago, we were just talking about like MVP race and everything, and DeMar was hot. You know, he was like streaking like 30 plus games, like 8 straight or something like that. It was a record that I believe only Wilt had achieved at the moment, but like now he kind of like just phased out, and it doesn't really help that the Bulls are not beating the best teams in the league. So I had DeMar with the 5th spot. For the second team, I had Tatum. Tatum has definitely hit his stride right now, like the number one.
Let's do first.
We're doing first. All right. So that's my first right there. We could. Somebody else would take it away.
So that was so Money, that was, you had Jokic, Embiid,
Yup. Braun, Ja Morant,
and DeMar. Okay. So for my first team, I got Embiid, my center, Giannis, my power forward, my shooting guard, Braun. You know, my small forward is Braun. My 2 guard, I got D-Book.
That's aggressive.
Okay.
Y'all forget about somebody, and I'm gonna say his name, and y'all gonna be like, "Damn, he needs to be on my team." But go ahead.
They didn't mention some. I got one they didn't mention, but go ahead.
And my point guard, I'm going Ja.
Okay. All right.
It's not a bad list.
That's not a bad list. For me,
it's wrong, but it's not a bad list.
Listen,
for me,
you're gonna add Kyle Lowry to your all 13.
I got Embiid as. I'm just gonna go through my 5. Like, it is what it is. Positionless basketball, in my opinion. So I got Embiid, Giannis, LeBron, Luka, and Ja Morant.
There it is. That name.
That's my 5.
I got Embiid
for my all first.
I got him. I'm assuming, like I said, I'm assuming they're just gonna let it rock with the front court, back court. I got him beating Jokic. It makes no sense that if you're the runner-up MVP, you finish second team all NBA.
Exactly. Yeah.
You should be all NBA first team. So I got Jokic and Embiid, no doubt about it. They're on the list. Giannis, he's right there in the MVP discussion. He on the list. LeBron, he's gonna get traded for Zach LaVine, but that's not on the list. He on the list. And I got Luka, man. Those are the 5 baddest guys in the game right now. I'm not arguing that. That's on my list. I mean, if I wanted to pick 5 in the league right now, those would be my 5 dudes.
Yeah, for me, honestly, I was really torn with the Embiid, Jokic, like tandem together. Because at first I had them together, and I was like, you know what? Originally, I had Jokic, Embiid, LeBron, Giannis, Luka. Yeah, that was it. And then like, I was like, you know what? Like, Morant, what he's been doing, I had to throw. Like, I think he's gonna be on all NBA first. Like,
no doubt about it. No doubt.
I'm gonna disagree though with Ja Morant. I think Ja Morant. I got him on my second team, and that's only because he's great. But if we're talking like the positions, like just the way that
for sure,
like Luka and LeBron, like, and then you got to take into account he's not gonna play for 2 weeks now, and that goes into the voting of how many games played. You know,
that's true.
So he could easily make first team.
Yeah,
but if you're asking me today, I'm taking Luka or LeBron over Ja Morant right now. But hey, if he makes the first team, I ain't mad at it.
So Sean, give us your all NBA second.
Yeah. So perfect transition. So second, I got Ja. Once again, that's because that's just how the math worked out. But if he's first team, he's first team.
Yeah.
I got Steph Curry second team. Now I know he fell off a bit, but he was
Mm-hmm.
he was the leader in MVP for a hot minute. So
Yeah.
Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm.
I got Jason Tatum.
Yep.
Mhm.
I got Jason Tatum, my small forward. The Boston's nasty, man.
Yeah.
I got Durant. Can't forget my boy KD.
Yep.
Yep.
KD. And this guy's second team only because Jokic and Embiid made first
I know
team.
I know where you're going because I had the same thought.
So I got
Giannis.
Karl Anthony Towns with the second team.
Oh, I didn't. I actually had Bam, and I flipped. I put Bam on 2 and Karl Anthony Towns on 3. That's how. Yeah.
Like it's like we were saying, Minnesota, they're in the
Yeah.
playoff race now. You know, Karl Anthony Towns a different man, and I think you got to respect what he's doing, man. That guy's.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
He's putting up career numbers, and like I said, it only works out that way because Jokic and Embiid are first team,
Right.
but Karl Anthony Towns. So that's my squad.
Nice. Eric, give us your All NBA second.
Second team, Jokic, Cat. My small forward, I'm going Jason Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
My shooting guard, shooting guard. I'm going. Wow.
Tyler Hero.
No, stop.
Jesus Christ.
Stop. My shooting guard, jeez.
Go ahead. Just say RJ Barrett. I know you want to.
No. I'm going Jaylen Brown. I'm going Jaylen Brown.
Whoa,
That's aggressive. It's aggressive.
And my point guard, Chris Paul.
Yeah, he's been good, man. Chris Paul's been good.
Okay.
Lonnie, what you got, my boy?
Second team, I got Tatum, KD, Giannis, Luca, and Steph.
Okay, that's nice.
That's nice.
That's a good squad.
Yeah, I have because I wanted to put Jokic in the beating first, but I moved it. So I have Jokic, Tatum, KD, DeRozan, and Steph as my All NBA second team. Yeah, if KD would have played more games, it'd have been tough for Luka, I think, to be All NBA first if KD would have played more, because I think LeBron and KD would have got those 2 slots for sure. And I'll kick off my NBA third team. I have Bam Adebayo, Cat, Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, and CP3 as my All NBA third team.
I'll give my NBA third team, Luka, KD, because like I forgot to put them in the second on the all second team, so I'm just putting Luka, KD. So my third one, oh gosh, I'm missing 3 spots.
Tyler Hero's still there.
You know what?
Jimmy Butler he'll make a case for it, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
he should be 9% for 3.
DeRozan.
Put that up.
I'm putting DeRozan on the 13.
Okay.
I got 2 more slots.
CP3 got to be in.
Yeah, he's got to be in. Yeah,
he's on my second team. He's on my second team.
Did you say Steph?
That's right, Steph Curry.
Yeah.
And then the last spot. Jeez.
I think Devin Booker or Donovan Mitchell, man.
I already got Devin in my first team.
Yeah, I think Donovan's got to be the one here.
Yeah,
I'm putting Donovan.
Yeah,
I'm putting Donovan.
Regardless of how his team played, I mean, still good.
Yeah.
So that's my third team.
Okay.
But I can always flip those. I could always flip those players in from third team to second team to first team. So it's like it's just for the top 15 players.
Well, not really, because Cat is not first team worthy. Donovan Mitchell is not.
No, I was like
DeMar DeRozan is not. Steph is not. It's KD isn't right now. So
I get what you're saying. I got you.
But like the KDs and the Stephs, you could flip into the second
and
team.
If Kyrie would have played more, he'd be on it too.
So
oh boy,
yeah. So that's my All NBA team. So that's my All NBA team.
I got CP3, third team point guard. I got Devin Booker. That boy's nasty. I got either. This is where it got hard though. So I either got on the third team, I either got Rudy Gobert or Bam Adebayo. It's one of those. I know. Listen, I don't care what you say about Rudy Gobert. That boy, he's a defense all by himself, man.
Yeah,
he defense for a reason.
Yeah, remember 2020. I'm gonna just say that,
guys. This season, though, regular season. This is a regular season award.
No, but I say 2020 for a certain reason. That's what I'm saying.
Boy, stop the season all by himself.
Someone's all over
I mean, that's my toss up. I don't know. I'm gonna go Bam because that's my guy, but it could be Rudy, it could be Bam, and then I got DeRozan third team. Only because I would put him higher, but only because where the Bulls are kind of finishing in the standings and like seeing them playing big games.
That was the knock for me on DeRozan. Because at first I was like, oh, DeRozan should be first All NBA, but I'm like, wait a minute, they're 0-17 against top teams in the East and West. So you can't be All NBA if you can't beat the top teams in the league.
So the second debate was DeRozan or Butler, because like I said, I'm rewarding Butler for the better record, but like not as good as play.
DeRozan been more consistent,
The opposite with DeRozan. So it's like,
and DeRozan hasn't missed any games, I don't think.
No, and Butler hasn't.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He's been consistent.
So
then my last one, I had this one was like because I needed a power forward, Pascal Siakam.
I had him and I took him off. He wound up falling out because I just thought Bam and Cat were the better big men at right now, and that he barely missed it for me. He barely missed it. But segueing into obviously top NBA players, we got a new top NBA player that is back full time. Mayor Eric Adams in New York City has lifted the ridiculous mandate of unvaccinated players who reside in New York City cannot play, but unvaccinated players who don't reside in New York City can visit Barclays and Madison Square Garden and participate in games.
Can we all agree is a money grab though? For the
because hold on, wait. It's not just a money grab. The New York Yankees made a phone call and said, "Yeah, this is not going down this way."
Yeah, Randy Levine,
what I'm saying.
That's exactly what happened.
Money grab.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, "Oh wait, Aaron Judge can't play." No, that's not happening. He's playing.
And also,
you think about the amount of money.
It's only for athletes and entertainers. It's not about the rest of the workers who got fired for not taking the vaccine.
That's crazy.
That's another part that's like that the man's got to solve ASAP.
Yeah, no, I mean without the politics behind it and without people getting screwed over, like at the end of the day, the Yankees, the Knicks, the Nets, the Mets, they make New York and so much money that have their best players not available. You're doing your economy, your local economy, such a disservice that his hands are tied. Like you got to let it ride.
Yeah, you got to let it ride because of the fact that you're allowing players from other cities that are unvaccinated to come and play. So it's like what? It's either you're in or you're out. So if that's the case, then do what Canada did. If you're unvaccinated, you cannot come to the country, right? Like that's just what they did, right? So it already was a gray area in that mandate. It didn't make sense. And then on top of that, when they lifted now unvaccinated people could come in and visit. So Kyrie walks in the building and he's sitting courtside. He's high-fiving all his teammates. He's literally sitting on the. He's literally on the court. Literally, he's literally on the court and
literally showing the mayor up like that.
Yeah, but he had to do it because the mandate didn't make sense regardless. It just didn't make sense. So Kyrie coming back now into the fold of things and being full time. Obviously, the Nets need it badly. That they've lost a lot of games due to his absence alone. How do you guys feel about the Nets going forward? I think, for me personally, Kyrie Irving back playing full time, I think the Nets are a lock to at least get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Just by seeing what happened last year, playing with a hobbled James Harden.
What was the last 8 seed to make the Eastern Conference Finals? Remind me.
The New York Knicks, I think.
What year was that?
99.
All right.
Who did the Knicks beat to get to the? Who did they beat?
Exactly.
Right.
Oh.
Remember Remember Allen Houston?
Allen Houston.
Allen Houston.
Allen Houston.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Man's ran to the
Miami.
other side of the court and did a fist bump.
Yeah.
Like, you really set yourself up for that, huh?
I just think the Nets getting Kyrie back full time, like it's like one of the greatest buyout plays you can get right now for them. So I think they're a lot for Eastern Conference Finals, man. It's just the offense of just they're the two most skilled players we've ever seen.
But you could see, remember, we talking Ben Simmons not cleared yet. Like I said,
no, you're right. Yeah.
So you can see how that offense is great. Kyrie had
the defense,
45.
The defense is terrible. The defense is terrible.
KD had 35, and they still lost by like almost 20 points last night.
Yeah, but
so,
they were also down in that game, and they came back and took the lead.
Best buyout player of all time. I hear you, but I can't agree that they are locked because if they beat the Heat, they got to go through Miami. They got to go. If let's say right now,
if they go through Miami, then they have to go through either Boston or
Chicago.
Chicago.
Let's go Boston. Yeah, let's not talk about it. They got to beat Boston.
They're beating Boston,
and then they got to beat
Milwaukee,
either Philly or Milwaukee. That's a tough road, man.
That's why I said Eastern Conference Finals. They're a lock for. I think they're getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. This is without any Ben Simmons. With Ben Simmons, they're going to the finals. They're going to the finals. I just think adding him defensively they're gonna be such a juggernaut. People are not realizing how good they're gonna be on that side of the floor with him
next
there.
Season. You walk it. Listen.
Next season they should be the favorite.
Opening day next season.
Oh no, the Lakers will be, but we'll get to that in another episode.
The Nets are the favorite without a doubt by a mile. But right now, I don't see it.
The Clippers may have a case for that. I think the Clippers next year,
or the Chicago Bulls with LeBron James, they might have a case for it.
Oh my gosh! Here we go.
Here we go.
I mean, I don't want to go on a tangent, but you tell me how the Lakers gonna fix this, man.
Listen, we're gonna fix it because we have one of the GOATs. You know what I'm saying? One of the GOATs, and we're gonna segue to our last segment of the night as we conclude. Is there a GOAT in basketball? And for me personally, I don't believe that they can be. There is no such thing as a GOAT. Because to me, when I think of GOAT, the greatest of all time, that means you're the greatest at everything that basketball culminates. You're great at rebounding, shooting, defending, stealing the ball, whatever criteria.
Sound like you're saying LeBron James. Sound like you're describing LeBron James.
I am not describing LeBron because LeBron James is not the greatest shooter. Sorry. Is he? He's not. Right. I just think you can have errors where players were dominant, and they were by far the best player of their eras. But to have because I think the GOAT conversation is very objective. It's about it's who you like. One. Mm-hmm. People from the Sixers would say is Bill Russell because he was so dominant in his era. People would say Wilt Chamberlain. People would say Michael Jordan. Like people tend to forget Michael Jordan didn't make it out the first round, in his first 6 years. But anyway, and people tend to forget like the Wizards, like that never happened. No, that happened, people. That happened. Michael Jordan was very mid on the Wizards. Let's not forget that. That goes against his legacy.
Skip Bayless.
Yeah. Right. And then people like even myself think Kobe's the GOAT because like that's just my personal, favorite player. People may say LeBron, and down the line, people may say Kevin Durant or John Morant later down the line, or Zion or whoever that they may think, who'll take that mantle. But I just think there's too many nuances of the game of basketball to have a definitive one undisputed GOAT of all time. I just don't agree with that sentiment. That's just me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I know where I stand on it. I think LeBron James is the GOAT, but I agree. Like it. I think where we can all agree, like you were saying, is like if we just do it by eras, we can kind of pick one guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like if we just, you can do like by decades. Like I said, like 60s, Bill Russell, 70s, I don't know, Dr. J. I don't know, call it what it is. 80s, Magic Bird.
Yeah,
gotta go either
Kareem,
way.
you could throw in there too. Like Kareem's
90s.
another GOAT consideration.
Oh, I think I guess 70s would be Kareem then. 90s
Yeah.
Michael Jordan,
Right.
the 2000s, I guess
You gotta
Kobe.
throw Hakeem Olajuwon in there as well too.
But you see what I'm saying?
It's an argument.
There's
Just
always
for a
these
small period of time. Don't come at me, people. I understand that Mike possibly could have won 8 titles. Eric and I spoke about this last episode. Hakeem had two chips. You gotta give it to him. He's one of the best bigs of all time.
Imagine if Twitter was around if Michael Jordan lost in the first round. Oh my God.
We said this. We said this.
But
imagine if Twitter was around when the Lakers Celtics in the 80s.
Yeah, that was crazy. I just think the perspective would have been so much different. If Twitter was around back then. But I just think, like every era had its dominant player where you were just like, man, like he's the best player on the planet. And there's no one that can, beat this guy or whatever. But at the end of the day, I just feel like this whole this one undisputed GOAT is like kind of just crazy to me. Like in football, they don't have that conversation. Tom Brady's the GOAT at what? To me, when they say he's the GOAT, he's the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah,
like that, because it's so like he's the greatest quarterback of all time. They go maybe Deion Sanders is the greatest cornerback of all time. Jerry Rice the greatest wide receiver of all time, or Randy Moss. Like and football is a lot more position type GOATs rather than in basketball. The conversation is all just one undisputed GOAT, and like for the most part, it's the Jordan stands, and it's like, and then you got obviously a huge crowd of LeBron fans and stands at the same time that have the same vitriol. But I just think you can't just have a GOAT because one, you can't sit here and say, well, Michael Jordan or Kobe or LeBron is the GOAT, but they never played in certain eras like that.
Yeah,
that you can't combat that. You're fighting against GOATs here at this point. So I just think like it's kind of pointless to kind of just have this conversation of, oh, everyone's arguing about who the GOAT is, because there's no such thing. It's who you think it is and who's your favorite player, and that's, to me, that's just what it is.
And also, I will say, like, it comes down to the player's body of work to stand the test of time, especially when we're going through different eras and everything. So, like, you also got to take the competition that these players played against, through these different eras, and like compare them to now, so things might have been easier back then. It might have been a lot harder back then, the defense and stuff like that. 3-point line rules are different. All of these type of things you have to put into consideration when you're thinking about who the greatest of all time is.
But I also want to get this out to all the old heads out there who constantly berate or discredit the cats in the league now, who say, oh, like this person wouldn't be able to play in this era.
Or
like,
some former player would say, oh, Giannis would be starting on the bench.
No. We're not going to say someone for. We're going to say his name. His name is
Charles Oakley.
Charles Oakley was the one who came out and
MSG.
said, the one who came out and said Giannis wouldn't be dominant in his era. Like, dude, what are you talking about? There was not even that. There was no player back then of Giannis's caliber. What player was 7 feet, running like a locomotive, up and down the court like Giannis is now? Nobody.
No one.
So like this notion of like these players like can't be dominant. Like Steph Curry would be dominant. He would have killed the league back then. In that dead ball era, he would kill the league back then. Obviously LeBron, Kobe, KD would like. It's insane how like these skilled players now, they would be, I wouldn't say run these old guys off the floor, but
big time.
It'll be pretty ugly pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I got two arguments.
Nowadays, these
one would be if you compare their like Eric was saying, their opponents. Like if you just go down their list, right? So number one, let's do the Jordan LeBron.
Yeah.
Like who is like the greatest opposition to Michael Jordan? Who would you say?
Part of
just
it
like
says Kobe.
Second player, not a team player. Like who is like right underneath Michael Jordan?
To me, it's Kobe.
No, the 90s though. 90s.
In the 90s. The 90s.
Like his competition.
Charles Barkley.
All right. Now give me LeBron's the guy right underneath him.
Yeah, Kevin Durant.
KD.
Like,
That's no
like,
comparison.
exactly,
No comparison.
exactly,
Let's
exactly.
go one more. Let's
Yeah.
go one more. Let's go. Who's the guy right under KD?
What you trying to say, Curry?
You can call it Curry. You can say who else? Giannis.
Yeah, I would say Giannis. Yeah,
Yeah.
Giannis.
Now give me the next two guys on Michael Jordan.
In the 90s, oh,
Not teams, guys. Just players. Just players.
So I'm trying to. I
Penny?
gotta like.
Penny Hardaway, but he came in late. He came in during
late.
Honestly, it would probably be Scottie
mid-90s.
Pippen though. It'll probably be Scottie, son.
But it's
Well,
not
he was on
comparison
his
either.
team.
Or
It's
Clyde Drexler.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so that's always one of my biggest arguments. And now two, to kind of go moving forward into this next decade that we in. Because if we're going like the face of the league or the guy of his era, who do you guys think is going to be the guy of this, this next decade that we, in 2032, we're going to be like, yo, that guy ran that era.
Oh,
because KD's 33?
I think that's still
It's not KD.
I think that's still TBD.
It's
I
up
think
for
that's
grabs,
still
but I think I think Giannis
is the guy in the league yet already.
I think Giannis would by default wear that crown.
It could be Giannis or Luka.
Right. If he has the longevity.
I don't think Luka, because Luka didn't win a chip in this era. Like Giannis got a chip. Regardless how it happened, he got a chip. And he did it in dominant fashion though. So I think Giannis would be like, okay, like after the LeBron KD era, you got Giannis, I think, ushered in as the guy. And then like, because like you always got to think like when after MJ, because like during MJ's era, it was clear cut. It was like MJ, and then like you had like second tiers, right? But then when you got to like the Kobe era, you had Kobe, but then you had like T-Mac, right? And then you had AI, and then you know what I mean. So like you had these guys that were Wade, LeBron coming in. You had these guys playing on the same level. Then you got like KD, LeBron, and you could sprinkle in Anthony Davis here and there. You could sprinkle in Embiid, you know what I mean? You could sprinkle in James Harden to a degree because he had a dominant run in Houston. Like, you know what I mean? So like there were always going to be like that one player, but then like there's going to be those guys that are like right up on the cusp. So, but right now, like after the LeBron KD, it's Giannis. Now, I don't see no one else. Like
I'm going. If I go, I feel you on the Giannis, but if I'm looking right now, 2022, Giannis is 27, right? Luka's 23. You tell me 10 years.
I was saying
when he's
Luka.
33, he's still going to be doing exactly what he's doing right now.
That's why I said Luka. That's
true.
I think. Listen, man. I think 10 years from now, if we have this conversation again, I'm like, damn, Luka had a good 10 years, man. And who's to say? Like he may win one with the Mavericks. He may. Everyone ends up in a Laker jersey eventually. So like he may win one with the Lakers. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, listen, I can guarantee you this though. Aside of LeBron trades and everything else, like the Lakers are not going to be in bad shape after the LeBron AD era. They're going to get stars. Like, people are going to come there. So I'm not worried. We may have a 1 year or 2 year drought, but we're
not 10 years like last time.
Hell no. We got better competent people running the organization. Kinda. Just don't listen to the Rambuses or the Rambouts. Yeah. But anywho. Sean, thank you, man, so much for joining us on episode 21. Really good content, really good engagement. I'm gonna have nightmares about this LeBron trade.
I hope I didn't go too crazy. I hope I didn't get invited back. Like I said,
no, absolutely. We definitely want you back. Especially when the Heat lose in the first round, we're definitely gonna have you on the show to explain what was the
what happened. I don't know about you guys, but I hope my girlfriend's still watching. She's taking me to a game, so I hope y'all make it too, because I'm going to a game.
Hey, listen, if you guys somehow could make it to the finals, because we'll be there, we'll see at the crypto.
Listen, if Miami plays in New York or they make it to the finals, we out, man.
Yeah. Absolutely. But again, guys, for those who are listening, rewatch us, like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter. Got a lot of stuff coming up. We'll have some Twitter Spaces. Trying to target this weekend to have one. Again, talk about the GOAT debate. That's the rated R version, right? Where everyone comes in and they just talk this stuff. So be prepared for all the stuff. Sean, if you're available, please join in. Be a great co-host on that. And until next time, guys, peace and love and hoops.
Peace.